Welcome, first grade. Hope the last couple of weeks have went okay for you. Mrs. Nelson's just kind of hanging out at home, being with her little fur baby doggies, and just enjoying family time. Been putting some puzzles together, doing some coloring, reading some books. So Mrs. Nelson has worked really hard on trying to keep busy. So I am here to present some lessons, okay? So let's go ahead and start with strong feelings, lesson number 13, okay? I want to introduce you to Nikki. And Nikki, she is learning how to subtract big numbers, and it's really hard. She has tried and tried, but can't understand how to do it. She feels like tearing up her paper. She feels like crying. Look at that. Think about the cues that tell you how Nikki is feeling right now. So go ahead and look at her face. Right here. Look at it right here. And her face is like frowning. Her hands are clenched, right? How do you think she might be feeling right now? She probably feels really angry, right? Frustrated. So we can have little feelings and be a little mad or frustrated, right? Or we can have big, strong feelings. And when we have strong feelings, it is really hard to control them sometimes, right? So let's talk about Nikki, okay? So here she is. She's working on big numbers and getting really frustrated. Do you think it's a good idea for Nikki to tear up her paper? Look at it. Do you think that's a good idea? No. You know why? Because she still has to do it, right? She still has to do it. And if she tears it up, that means she has to do it all over again. Yeah, it's not going to help her, is it? Because the assignment is still due. So getting mad and tearing it up is not going to help her. So Nikki feels frustrated. Frustrated feelings can happen when you're trying to do something difficult or new, like learning at home and having your family teach you, right? That can be very frustrating, okay? Subtracting big numbers is new and difficult for Nikki, and she can't figure out how to do it. Can you think of a time when you felt frustrated? Maybe it's even been recent, you know? When we have a schedule, like we get up at a certain time, we eat breakfast at a certain time, we go to class, we know exactly what we're doing in class, and then we have a recess at a certain time. Like everything in our day is structured, right? And so that's why kids usually love school, because they always know what's going to happen, okay? But when we are at home and we're doing homeschooling, everything gets all mixed up. And so when that happens, we become frustrated. And so when we get frustrated, it is a uncomfortable feeling because our body doesn't feel good, does it? So it's an uncomfortable feeling, okay? And so if you look at Nikki right here, she definitely looks uncomfortable, doesn't she? Yeah. So when our feelings are strong, it's hard to think clearly, right? So when we have great, big, strong feelings, it's really hard to think clearly on what we need to do. And so then we act out in negative behavior, maybe throwing a pencil, slamming doors, kicking, pushing, hitting, calling names, yelling, whatever. And so we act out in these negative behaviors because our body feels uncomfortable. So it feels really icky, okay? So because she feels frustrated, I want you to think about it. So before we do that, let's go ahead and I'm just going to review the calm down, right? So how to calm down, okay? And he's demonstrating some stuff here, right? And so the first thing we do is we stop. We tell ourselves, stop. Then we name our feeling. I feel frustrated because I can't get the subtraction right. And then we calm down. And it says breathe, count, and use positive self-talk. So we are going to practice some of that today, okay? So we're going to put this back over here, okay? And so here we are, Nikki. She is frustrated with subtraction, right? And now we need to use the calm down steps. So I want you to say it with me. Ready? Stop. I feel frustrated. I need to do belly breaths. Put your hands on your tummy. And remember, we're breathing in through our nose like we're smelling flowers. And we're going to blow out through our mouth like we're blowing off soup and cooling it off, right? So only our tummy and our hands are moving, okay? So go ahead and breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good job. Remember, your hands always go on your tummy above your belly button. You're not breathing up here, so you're not going, right? We're not doing that. We're going to do belly breaths, because if we get our air all the way down into our belly, then our body calms itself down better. So belly breathe. It's controlled breathing, okay? Breathe in. And then breathe out. Okay, my hand's moving up and down, right? Okay. So that's one thing that she can do, right? To calm herself down. So let's talk about counting. So when we have our emotional part of our brain and our thinking part, okay, because we have this brain right here. And so when we are emotional, this part of our brain goes crazy. It's like, ah, okay. And so in order to control our strong emotions, we have to put a lid on it. And our lid is our thinking part of our brain, okay? So there's our brain. And when we get frustrated, we flip our lid, right? And then this part of our brain goes, ah, right? So then we have to do thinking in order to calm it down. That's why belly breath is good. And then counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So if you count to yourself, you're able to calm down your brain. Pretty cool, huh? And then you can use some positive self-talk. So think about something that she could say to herself that's good and positive to help her get her mouth done, right? So I want you, as homework, because I want you to talk about it with a family member of what she could say to herself to be able to calm herself down and get her subtraction done. I would love to hear from you. You guys can email me. I would love to hear some of your thoughts on this lesson. Anyways, thanks. Bye for now.